Hey guys, I am Lauren Terry from brightsonwhite.com, and today I'm going to be showing you the scope of making a baby blanket that's around the world style. That's where there's like one color in the middle and then there's more and more colors, well, you probably saw in the picture. So to start out, you're going to pick seven fabrics that you like, and you need to buy 2/5 or 1/2 yard of each of those fabrics. So I bought a 1/2 yard of each of these, and then I cut it into 3.5 inch strips, and then you're going to sew them together like this in whatever order that you want. You'll have 4 units like this when you're done. So it'll be 3.5 inches by the width of the fabric, and you'll have 4 units that'll be exactly like this. So my first one was pink, blue, green, red, my next one needs to be pink, blue, green, red, and match it. All right, then you're gonna take 2 of your 4 strip units like this, and you're gonna iron the seams up. And then you're gonna take the other 2 and you're gonna iron the seams down. And once you've done that, you need to subcut this unit into 3.5 inch chunks this way. So I'd measure 3.5 inches and cut, then 3.5 inches and cut. And then you'll have 2 piles. So here's those piles, and you should have 22 of each kind. These are all with the seams going down, pressed down, and these are all with the seams pressed up. Okay? All right, you with me so far? So we've got 22 of each of these. Now the next parts get a little trickier. Now what you're going to do is you're going to alternate face down, face up, or seam down and then seam up. So I'm going to take this one with seam down and I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to take seam up and place it down until I have 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are seam up. Here's 5 with seam down, 6 with seam up, 7 with seam down, and 8 with seam up. Okay, so here I have alternated seam going down, seam going up. And what that's going to do is when we go to sew our blocks together, the fact that the seam allowances alternate will make our corners nice and sharp because we'll be able to nest the seams. So this is my first group, and I'm going to put that over here. Now I'm going to do it again until I have 4 groups. So here I go seam down and then seam up, all right, until I have 8. That'd make my second group. I'd make 8 for my third group and 8 for my fourth group. All right, but because I'm just making a video here, I'm going to skip ahead and show you. So once you have these groups, what we're going to do now is what I've already done to this one. So this first one you can see I left alone, it's seam down. So that's what I'd do with this one, leave it alone, seam down. But for the second one, you're going to grab your unpicker and unpick this, just the little bottom square. So I'd unpick it and then sew it on the top. And you can see that creates this one where that bottom square is now on the top. Okay, I'll lay this out so you can see. All right, now for the next piece of my group, I would take these bottom 2, unpick this seam, and sew that on the top. And that would give me this one. So from this first one, I took the bottom 2 and sewed that on the top, and we're just going to keep doing that. So then I took the bottom 3 and sewed that on the top. Then I took the bottom 4, so I unpicked that seam and sewed that on top. Then I took the bottom 5, sewed that on top, and then I took the bottom 6, sewed that on top, and then you have your last one right here is going to be just the same as your first one. Okay, so you can see it's making this lovely pattern, and so now what we're going to do is fold these right sides together and sew a 1/4 inch seam along each of these. And I'm just going to move these and show you what that looks like. All right, so there we have one of our first blocks. You'll repeat this until you have 4 blocks that look like this. How to lay out and finish up your quilt top. So we've made our 4 blocks that look just like this. And now you should have 16 of these original strips left. All right, so you're gonna take 4 of the strips and pick your 2 favorite colors and unpick those ones that you want to use. Because when we lay it out, you're gonna need to add 4 additional squares on the corner and 4 additional squares right here in the middle. So for the corners, I picked the pink. So I unpicked 4 of mine to get these 4 pink, and then I added it to the bottom of 4 of the strips. So this is the strip that we started out with. I unpicked 4 of them, took these pink squares and added them so that I have 4 strips that now look like this. And I'll show you what we'll do with those in just a minute here. And then these other 4 ones are gonna go right in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay those down right now so I can show you. And then you also need to unpick 1 more from your 4 strips that we're unpicking for the center. All right. So if that was confusing, it should make sense in just a second here. So of our 16 strips, we've unpicked 4 of them until we had 4 of one color that we really like and 4 of another color that we really like. Now you're gonna take your one that doesn't have an extra square. This is like the original kind of strip that we made, and you're gonna add it or just lay it out so that it runs this way in each of the squares. And just make sure you don't lay it out the wrong way. See, if I laid it out, if I sewed it up that way, then it would mess up my pattern. So just make sure you lay it out so that it's following the pattern. All right. And now we're going to take these last 4 strips, and these, instead of having 7 pieces of fabric, they have 8 pieces of fabric. And you can see where they belong. There's a spot on each of these where they belong. So 1 goes there, 1 goes here, 1 is going to go right here, and then my last one. Is that right? Yep, goes right there. Okay, this is looking so fun. I'm excited about this one. Let's see. Look, I have this the wrong way. You guys probably caught that. All right, see how this is like going the wrong way? It's not making a square. Let's fix that. This will go here. And this will go here. All right, so double check yours and make sure you've laid it out the right way. Now, as far as sewing, what you're going to do is take these 8 length strips and attach them to these blocks. So this will be 1 block now. Oh, that'll be 1 block. Okay, and then you're going to take this red square and attach it right here. All right, then you'll do the same thing to the other side. This will be 1 block. You'll attach this red square right there. And then this will be 1 block right here. And then once you've done that, then you'll sew this into 1 column. Then you'll have a really skinny column right here. And then you'll have this other really big column right here. And then after that, you'll just join all those 3 columns together, and you'll have your around the world baby quilt.